Now, the Jinnah House in Mumbai is all set to be converted to a convention centre. The control of that disputed property has been placed under the Ministry of External Affairs. Foreign Affairs Ministers of India, Sushma Swaraj, said that the premises would be developed along the lines of the Hyderabad House in New Delhi. It will be renovated and refurbished into a cultural centre which will be used to host international delegations. The Ministry of External Affairs again asserted that the country has made its stand very clear on the property. It says that the Jinnah House belongs to India.
Sir, my question is on Jinnah House. Yesterday we saw reports that India is going to convert it into a convention center. Today the Pakistani Foreign Minister has reacted saying that they will not, Foreign Ministry has reacted saying that they will not relinquish claim on Jinnah House. What is MEA's official reaction on the entire development which has taken place?
You see, Pakistan is not in the picture. They have no locus standi as far as this property is concerned. It is a Government of India property, and we are actually in the process of renovating it and putting it to an effective use on the lines of what we do with Hyderabad House in New Delhi.
Meanwhile, Pakistan has raised objections to the move. The spokesperson of Pakistani Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that Pakistan does not accept India's claims over the property. The property has been a bone of contention between India and Pakistan since partition. Known for its Italian marble and wood paneling, the bungalow was owned by Muslim League chairman Muhammad Ali Jinnah. The property has been under the control of the Indian government since Jinnah moved to the country he helped create. It was labelled an evacuee property after the partition. All properties of those who migrated to Pakistan after partition were taken over by the Indian government, including Jinnah House. In the year 1948, it was leased to the British High Commission in India, which occupied it till the year 1982. The property has remained locked ever since. In the year 2001, Jinnah's daughter, Dina Wadia, wrote to the then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee demanding that the house be returned to her. Pakistani government also demanded that the house be returned to the country so that they could convert it into a consulate. But the government has decided to keep the property under its control. And now we have our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, joining us live from India's capital, New Delhi, for the latest on this big story that we're tracking. Siddhant, good to have you here on the show. And you were asking the Indian Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson about Jinnah House. And that response, in a sense, makes it all extremely clear. India says, where is Pakistan in the picture when it comes to the ownership of Jinnah House?
Well, India has made it clear that Pakistan doesn't have any locus standi when it comes to Jinnah House, which is known as South Court in Mumbai. This property, of course, is close to the establishment, given the fact that the man who partitioned India, the man who led to formation of the state of Pakistan, resided here. And of course, he resided for a considerable period and then, of course, left to Pakistan. Coming just hours after what Pakistani Foreign Ministry said that it will not relinquish a claim over Jinnah House, which India will be converting soon into convention center, much like the Hyderabad House where leaders meet in New Delhi. But if I can give you a brief history of the entire Jinnah House, well, after Jinnah left, there were claims by the Pakistani establishment from Nehru's time to Atal Bihari Vajpayee's time. Nehru, of course, wanted to give the property back to Pakistan, saying that they have the right on it. But the cabinet then in 1955 did not allow that. Then, of course, in 1980s, the foreign minister then, Narasimha Rao, said that this property should be converted or given to Pakistan as a consulate. They can establish a consulate in Mumbai, but that never happened. And finally, when Pervez Musharraf, the former president of Pakistan, was here in India to meet Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he also raised this demand that this should be given back to Pakistan, but it never happened. But India made it clear today that it's the property of the government of India. Pakistan has no right and will never have any right on this property.
Siddhant Sibal there. And Siddhant, you were there at that press conference of the Indian Minister of External Affairs. What else could you pick up? Because as far as legal grounds are concerned, this is an evacuee property. It's the same happens to all properties of Indians who moved across the border back to India after the partition. That property remains Pakistan's property, and so no different when it comes to the Jinnah House.
Well, India today also said that the nationality of this property is not in question. The nationality is Indian. This property belongs to India. So no point doubting on that. Even though the family members of Jinnah have been claiming rights on it, there is litigation also going on. But this property belongs to India. Whosoever wants to fight it in the court, in the legal system here in India, can do so. But no question on nationality, and India has total claim on this property, even though we saw how Indian and the Pakistani foreign ministries today sparred over this property, which Pakistan has been claiming since its formation in 1947.
Siddhant Sibal getting us the latest on this legal tussle. And Siddhant, does this mean that this matter is put to rest once and for all?
Well, yes, India has put to rest this matter, clearly saying that Pakistan has no right on this property. The matter shuts here, and it belongs to New Delhi. And Pakistan, whatever it wants to do, it can come up with various bites or say that it will not relinquish claim on the property. It belongs to India, and India has full control over it. Whatever it wants to do with the property, we saw the bites also coming from Mumbai of the BJP legislator who started the entire development. He, of course, wrote to External Affairs Minister, and then External Affairs Minister wrote the letter back to the BJP MP. We have seen the letter. WION has the access to that letter, and in that letter is clearly mentioned that the property will be converted into convention center, even though the BJP legislator also said that the property should be demolished and a new structure should be built on that same old property.
Right, Siddhant, stay with us, because let's now try to understand what exactly is going on in Pakistan. We have our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik joining us on the phone line. Anas, India making it rather blunt and clear that the Jinnah House is and will be India's property. What exactly is the Pakistani establishment saying at this point in time?
Well, Krishna, the Pakistani Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Dr. Mohammad Fazal, in his weekly briefing, made it clear that the Jinnah House is indeed the property of the Pakistani government, and that it had been claimed by the Pakistani government, and not just that, it was claimed by the fact this claim was in fact accepted by the Indian government as well. And that he further went on to say that we do not and will not accept any change in status of the Jinnah House property. So clearly the Pakistani Minister of Foreign Affairs spokesperson going on record and stating the factual position of Pakistan. The backdrop to this is, Krishna, that the Pakistani side, what diplomatic sources are telling WION is that there was an informal arrangement between Pakistan and India to protect the government-owned properties in each other's respective territory. And similarly, the Indian High Commission in Karachi, Pakistan, that is the old property of Government of India, remains protected in Pakistan, and therefore the Pakistani government had requested, and it was Pakistani government is saying that, is claiming that this claim was accepted by the Indian government as well, that the Indian government had indeed accepted that the Jinnah House is owned by the Pakistani side, and it will not do any change of status or the status of the property. But the Pakistani side is again, that is in continuation to this, the Pakistani side is reiterating that the Jinnah House indeed belongs to Pakistan. Yes, Krishna.